Hi folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome today to the Indodrill Stadium in Alloa for the William Hill League 1 fixture between Alloa Athletic and Kelty Hearts. We're about an hour before kick-off. I'm here a little bit early as usual just to do a couple of bits and pieces, so stay tuned. We'll be doing all the usual pre-match build-up and we'll be getting into the action once the game starts. Just real quick, got to say thank you to everybody who has been watching the videos so far. I think this is video number 4 for me. So I appreciate everybody who's taken the time to watch the videos. I will leave a link in the description so that you can go back and watch any the earlier ones that you maybe haven't seen so far. And if you're enjoying the content, then please like and subscribe. And I would love it if you could leave a comment and just let me know your thoughts. Teams will be coming out just shortly for the warm-up, so I'm going to go off, do my bits and pieces, and I'll catch up with you very soon. So here we are, an aerial view of the stadium. If I just pan around a little bit, just to give you a little bit of an idea of the geography. Stirling over in that direction to the west, the Oco Hills over there to the north, and you've obviously got Fife over there to the east. Pan round to the south, that's the River Forth over there. I'll keep going all the way around. Very picturesque part of the country. Lovely little setting here. The stadium itself has been here since 1895. So one of the oldest stadiums, not only in this league, but in the whole country. I think, if my arithmetic's right, that's about 130 years it's been here. For most of that time, it's been known as Recreation Park, or simply the Rex. But in the late 2010s, much like a lot of clubs, Alloa sold the naming rights to one of their main sponsors, Indodrill, and since then it's been known as the Indodrill Stadium. Not always been the happiest of hunting grounds for Kelty, I have to say. If we look at the head-to-head there, you'll see 15 games between the two, 9 wins to Alloa, 3 draws and 3 wins to Kelty. And even in the goal difference, you can see there 25 goals to Alloa and 10 to Kelty. That becomes even more pronounced if you look at games here at this stadium. 7 visits here for Kelty, no wins, 6 defeats and just the 1 draw. So that, I guess, just tells you a little bit about the scale of the task facing Kelty here today. In terms of the stadium itself, it is a little bit, I guess, bigger, more spacious than some of the stadiums we've been to recently. I use the word compact quite a lot, and I think that's because the stands are very, very close to the park. Here, I'm not sure if you can quite see it from this picture, from this angle, but there is a little bit more room. The spectator areas are a little bit further back from the playing surface, and the feel of the stadium is a little bit more spaced out, I think, and you often feel that in the game. You feel like you're quite far away from the action. It does feel like it's a really, really big park to play on, and I'm not sure if that's because the dimensions are bigger or just because, like I say, there is that little bit more space. And I think that also reflects in the capacity. This is 3,000 or just over 3,000 spectators here. I always find that main stand there to be slightly odd in my mind, just with the elevated seating area quite a bit above the park, the little overhang, and then all of the team dugouts are actually below where the spectators sit. So just some quick team news. The big news I think for Kelty is there's no Jack Bryden today. I'm not quite sure, he's not even named as a substitute, so I'm assuming he must have picked up some sort of injury in the midweek game up at Montrose. So Kelty will line up today with Kyle Gourley in goal. There'll be a central defensive pairing of New signing Alistair Davidson alongside Dylan Corr, with Sam Fisher and Brodie Patterson as the fullbacks. It'll be a 5-man midfield. Craig Clay will be the captain, alongside Alex Ferguson as the 2 holding players. We've got James Graham, who will be wide on the right, I would imagine. Luke McCarville will be wide on the left. Innes Murray will be in that number 10 role, and it looks very much like it will be Lewis Moore again in the striker position. So that's how Kelty line up. No great surprises, I don't think, for Alloa. Liam McFarlane will be in goal. I think I'm right in saying he's got the most clean sheets in the league this season. Scott Taggart, another mainstay of that side. There you go. The PA announcer's just trying to outdo me there. The other big news, I think, for Kelty is Connor Salmon is on the bench for Alloa. He's been one of these players over the years who has always caused us problems, and usually coming on from the bench. He's got that physical presence late on in a game, so just something worth watching out for. Kelty really need to be aware of him if and when he comes on as a substitute. Yep, so I've got my watch is about 25 minutes to kick off. Briefly mentioned the midweek game up at Montrose. It finished 1 each. Another draw for Kelty. I thought they played quite well. It was a really good game that night, actually. They lost the goal just on the stroke of half time. Ewan Loudon scoring from a free kick right immediately before half time. Lewis Moore got the equaliser for Kelty in 73rd minute. Good play, I think, down that left hand side for Kelty. Innes Murray got to the byline, cut the ball back. Maybe just a wee bit mistimed. Lewis Moore had to check his run, turn back on himself, but he finished really well. Just caught it on the turn and knocked it into the net from about 7 or 8 yards out. So another game down, another point. I think Kelty might feel that they could have nicked it. They had a couple of chances late on. We're down now to 9 games left to go, still sitting in 10th. Narrowed that gap just a little bit to Hamilton in 9th place, so that gap down to 3 points. Like I've said a number of times here, I think Kelty have certainly solidified just over the last sort of 6 weeks, stopped conceding as many silly goals as they were previously, but still just lacking that real killer instinct up front. I think somebody who can turn those draws into wins and turn those 1 points into 3 is really going to be the difference between a comfortable finish to the season and a real nail biter, which at the moment it certainly looks like it is. And as I said already, this is a real difficult place to come in the drill. So a tough game in prospect today. Kick off just about 20 minutes away, so we will catch you just shortly when the action starts. Folks, we just had the opening goal on 27 minutes there. It's come for Kelty. It came from a corner originally. Innes Murray taking the corner wide on the left hand side. The initial corner was cleared, but it made its way back to Innes Murray again, just a different angle. He played that ball into the box, and it was flicked on by debut signing Alistair Davidson. It was one of those ones that seemed to take an age and just looped over the keeper into the faraway corner to make it 1-0 for Kelty. Just coming up to the half-hour mark. Game's not quite restarted yet. There's been I think a knock to Brodie Patterson. I see him walking off just now. Hopefully that's nothing serious and he's able to continue. But so my watch says 28 minutes of the first half gone, and it's Alloa Athletic 0, Kelty Hearts 1. Oh. Hey folks, so that's half time here in Alloa. The half time score is Alloa Athletic 0, Kelty Hearts 1. So just that one goal from debut guy Ali Davidson. I was just talking to a few of the Kelty fans as I was changing ends there. They're calling him Super Ali already. Somebody said to me, this is actually the first time we've ever taken the lead here. So obviously there's still a long way to go. It's only half time here, and games can change really quickly, of course, but yeah, good to have something at least to hold on to. The only downside there in that half, I think, was for Kelty was the injury to Brodie Patterson. He went off immediately after the goal. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I never saw him take a knock or anything like that, so we'll need to wait and find out how serious that is. Hopefully nothing long term. Good chance for Murray Thomas to come into the side in that left back position as Brodie's replacement. I do think Alistair Davidson, goal apart, has had a relatively good first half in his debut for the side. Jack Bryden's obviously a big set of shoes to fill. He's probably been our most consistent player this season, so coming in to replace him, I think was always going to be a tough task, but certainly Davidson has looked up to the job in that first half. At the other end of the park, I think probably the same story for Kelty. A few chances, nothing what you would call a solid goal chance, but really just crying out for that clinical touch to try and take advantage and maybe get another couple of goals. See the sides just coming out there, so I'm going to get myself set up. Second half just about to get underway here in Alloa. Go on, Moz. Unlucky, mate. Yeah, so we've just had an equaliser here, 64th minute for Callum Burnside. It was just that it was a corner played in from the right hand side. Chance for Kelty there. Yeah, it was corner played in from the right hand side. The initial corner was cleared a bit, fell to Burnside on the edge of the box, and he just hit it low into the bottom corner. So 64 minutes, and here at the Indodrill Stadium, it's Alloa Athletic 1, Kelty Hearts 1. So there's a second goal for Alloa there in 69th minute. Kelty had just made a double substitution. Luke McCarville and Innes Murray gone off, replaced by Ross Cunningham and Cameron Cooper. Play had just restarted and Alloa just poked the ball at the bottom of the corner. 69 minutes and it's the scoreline's turned around here. It's now Alloa 2, Kelty 1. So that's us finished here in Alloa, full-time score, Alloa Athletic 2, Kelty Hearts 1. A little bit of disappointment that one, I think, especially after having led so early in that first half and playing quite well in spells. Lost possession, a couple of really decent chances as well. I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again, just the lack of that real killer instinct, I think, in the final third of the park is probably what's let Kelty down, not only today but for most of the season. A couple of chances late on there for Kelty, one from Lewis Moore on this side, just right at the front post right in front of us, and another one for Cameron Cooper at the back post, but both of those chances just spurned, just like I say, lack of that killer instinct, I think, and that's really what's probably let Kelty down today. So I need to have a wee look and see what the scores were in some of the other games, so we'll do that later on, and we'll do a wee wrap up and get the video out as soon as possible. Hi folks, just going to do a quick wrap up now before we finish this video. Sunday morning now, I've had a little bit of time to think about yesterday's game. Still a little bit disappointed by yesterday's result. I thought Kelty played quite well in spells of the game. probably the same old story. I think just lack of firepower up top is ultimately what cost them the result against a pretty decent Alloa side, who I think we covered it right at the top of the video, are playing quite well and certainly pushing for maybe not an automatic promotion spot, but certainly a playoff spot. So yeah, I think you have to take all of that into context and think, well, okay, well, we did okay, we just need to move on and get ready for the next one. I guess the other important thing yesterday was the results from the other games. Unfortunately, the two teams closest to us, Cove Rangers and Hamilton Academical, both won their games. So that just puts a little bit of pressure back on Kelty. The gap now has grown back to 6 points to Hamilton and 8 to Cove Rangers. With only 8 games left to play, yeah, time's starting to run out a little bit for Kelty, and I don't think they can afford too many more slip-ups. I guess the other thing to come out of yesterday's game was Jack Bryden was missing from the start, and Brodie Patterson went off injured in the wake of that opening goal from Kelty. So I think we can only hope that both of those guys their injuries are not too serious and they're back sooner rather than later, because they've become mainstays of the defence, both of those guys. Important players, and we certainly don't want to be without them for any length of time in this run-in period. So next game then will be a home game against East Fife, our nearest neighbours, just from Methil, which is not too far along the road from Kelty. East Fife have had a decent season. They were a newly promoted side this year. The form has dipped a little bit just in recent weeks, so I guess Kelty will be looking to try and take advantage of that if at all possible. But again, they're all tough games, certainly at this time of the season. So it's really about Kelty trying to make the most of that dip in form that the opposition has and trying to take advantage of that. So that's it, I guess, for this video. Just like to thank everybody real quickly again for all the views and the likes. I do appreciate that. I'll leave a link below to both the photo galleries for the Alloa game and from the Montrose game in midweek, so you can go check out all those photographs. And I'll also leave a link to all the previous videos if you want to go back, if you maybe missed any and you want to watch them. So I think that's pretty much it. We'll wrap it up there. We'll pick it up again for the next game, which, as I say, is East Fife at home. Hope you all have a good week, and I will see you on the next video.